Why do we create? What drives us to design, fashion, and construct art? That's a question that I've thought about and how it applies to me. But I also wanted to reach out and see what inspires others to create.
I got into drawing just because my dad and I used to just sit and doodle and draw and stuff a lot together, and then I would go over to my grandma's house and she would teach me how to paint. Just kind of being taught like some of the simple like structures to art when I was little. I just kind of kept it up and then just eventually started doing it more and more just because it was fun. I really loved drawing things that I saw outside and like things in nature. After that, I kind of realized that it was just fun when I was proud of something that I had done.
So I got into music at a very young age. My parents were a big part of that, a big reason for that. I started violin lessons when I was 5, but even before that, I remember singing with my parents, my younger siblings. I remember them singing to me. There was always a lot of music in our home. And after starting violin lessons, it just progressed and grew from there. It's something that was very natural, just a progression over time, but it was very much a part of who I was. And so it never really felt like, oh, now I'm going to start music. It's just like all my memories, they have music in them.
I got into videography when I was in high school. I had a group of friends that I would film and make silly videos with all the time. We just had a blast doing it, just making whatever, filming whatever. And I really enjoyed that. And then throughout the years, I continued on with videography. I made more videos with those friends and I got more and more interested in it. I got my first camera, a Canon SL2, and I remember how excited I was to have my own camera. That camera changed the game for me. I just was able to learn so much and make a ton of videos that I really enjoyed, and I've just gotten better and better ever since that time.
I think that creativity is being able to look at something that's very ordinary, very boring, or just even nothing, and being able to see or kind of imagine making something out of it. Whatever that is, I think it just is kind of being able to take something small and make it grand, or being able to turn mistakes into something better. I think that's kind of what like really determines if like I'm being fully creative in like a fully creative space for me, is if I like make a mistake and I mess up and I can still play off of that and like make it better in some way. I think that's kind of what makes creativity creative.
Creativity is something that we have from a young age. You know, you look at kids and they are just able to create and make things. They're always coloring or building, and it's something that comes very natural. And so I think as we grow older, sometimes we get confused or we make it more complicated than it needs to be. But creativity to me is just when we make something that is our own, that's unique to us. And so with me in music, it's me just sometimes even just playing a line on the violin. But the cool thing about creativity is that it comes from our experiences, what we've seen, heard, done before, what we've seen other people do. For example, when I'm playing the violin and I'm making up my own little melody, I can often see it's like this little line or this little tune, like that kind of sounds like something I've heard before, but it's different. I put my own spin on it. Whether it's on purpose or unintentional, we're putting a little of ourselves into whatever we create, and that's part of creativity.
I think creativity to me is using my imagination to build something that I'm proud of. I feel like whenever I am creating, I'm using my skills to benefit someone, whether that's myself or a friend or a client. Creativity is all about lifting people. I also think creativity is such a special word because it's different from building or constructing something. If you're building or constructing something, You have a plan, you have a set way that it's going to be built, but with creativity, you are using your own thoughts and thinking outside of the box and building something in a way that's different than everyone else. It's building with uniqueness to an individual.
Being creative for me helps me feel calm and just kind of quiet. It helps me to not think about anything else that's been going on, whatever stress it is that I have at the moment. Taking the time to just solely focus on whatever creative piece that I'm currently working on is just very de-stressing, and it helps me just kind of focus on one thing that I can be proud of at the end. And it's just kind of a good distraction, but also just really good therapy.
Being creative is a very special experience for me. It's a very cool thing to be able to create and to make something new. And when I'm being creative, especially with music and especially on the violin, I feel like it shows me how far I've come, how much I've learned, because I've spent so long and so much time learning how to play the violin, how to play different songs, and then I'm able to make something that's my own. And I know there's specific times when it was just so easy and I just started playing, and it is so fun. It is so fun to be creative, and I really love it, and it's so cool to share that.
Being creative makes me feel happy because I've put in a lot of hard work and effort to make something that I'm proud of. And when I see that product, that final product, which is normally a video for me, it makes me happy to see that all my hard work paid off. And also I just enjoy the process of being creative. I think it's a great time when I'm filming or I'm editing a video. It just brings me a lot of joy. When I'm able to show one of my videos to someone and it brings them joy or makes them happy and is able to positively impact them in some way, then it just elevates my joy and my happiness from my creativity even more, because I know that not only has it brought joy to me, but it's brought joy to someone else. And being able to positively impact someone else with my creative works, my videos, just makes it so much better. And I love that the videos that I make can have that impact on somebody else. There's one more aspect of creativity that I want to talk about, and that's that creativity isn't restricted to making art. You can certainly make art, but you can also create experiences and moments, and friendships and relationships. Some of the best things in my life have been a result of creating. At the end of the day, I create these experiences, relationships, and works of art, all in an effort to bring positive meaning into my life. I believe that when we as human beings seek to create positivity, we will find meaning in the things we do and better prioritize the things that we juggle in life. That's why I create. Now it's time for you to go out and do the same.